There are no excuses for racism. Hi, my name is Kaysa Indyra. You can call me Kaysa. So today I will talk about tolerance. In this topic, I will carry the themes of racism that occurs among many people out there. Maybe some of us have experienced racism when we were abroad or even in our country. We often meet a lot of people who still like to be racist to fellow human beings. Indeed, everyone thought must be different when it comes to race or class. However, we as humans should be able to respect each other and enforce tolerance every time we meet people who are somewhat different from us. So therefore, I will explain some of explanation about racism in this speech. So here is the definition of racism. Racism is behavioral differences and inequalities based on a person's skin color, race, ethnicity, and origin that limits or violate a person's rights and freedoms. Racism is also often interpreted as the belief that humans can be divided into separated groups based on biological characteristics called race. This idea also holds that there is a causal relationship between the physical characteristics of a race and personality, intelligence, morality, and other cultural and behavioral traits, which make some race innately superior to others. So, racism takes many forms and can happen in many places. It includes prejudice, discrimination, or hatred directed at someone because of their color, ethnicity, or national origin. People often associate racism with acts of abuse or harassment. However, it doesn't need to involve violent or intimidating behavior. Take racial name-calling and jokes or consider situations when people may be excluded from groups or activities because of where they come from. The next is racism can be revealed through people's actions as well as their attitudes. It can also be reflected in system and institution, but sometimes it may not be revealed at all. Not all racism is obvious. For example, someone may look through a list of job applicants and decide not to interview people with certain surname. The next is racism is more than just words, beliefs, and action. It includes all the barriers that prevent people from enjoying dignity and equality because of their race. So, is the definition and explanation of racism. The next, I will talk about why is racism is dangerous. So here is the reason why. Racist thinking can make a person have a bad prejudice against certain race. This prejudice can have a negative impact on people who are discriminated against. So, there are so many effects that racism can have. So, here is the negative effect from racism. The first impact is racism often leads to torture and ill treatment. Racism views those who are different as not human but objects that can be treated arbitrarily. In a country torn apart by racial conflicts, torture and ill treatment often afflict groups that are target of racist behavior. So, the next is racism can lead to open conflict. To maintain their power, political leaders often arouse racial hatred to mobilize their power, view opponents as non-humans who deserve to be respected, and legitimize human rights violations. As a result, racism pollutes all aspects of social life, including the justice system. So, there are many more negative impacts of the existence of racism in all of us. Therefore, we as a fellow human beings must always respect each other. We should not carelessly look down on people who are of a different race to us. For example, we should not mock people who have dark skin, slanted eyes, and many other racist acts that are around us today. So, let's all take one more step. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, and your gender identity, we learn to respect and tolerate each other so that we can live in a peaceful environment. So that's all for me about racism. Thank you.